Dude, I am getting goosebumps on this one. So today we're going to be checking out the WaveBard and the Effects Wizard. And I'll be honest, when BASTL sent these over for me to just check out, I was like, what am I supposed to do with these dinky things? But yo, combined, they knock. I mean, listen to this. Oh yeah. I mean, come on, it doesn't get any wilder than this. So let's check out the WaveBard. We'll kind of figure out how it works, and then we're gonna connect it into the Effects Wizard, and that's when all hell breaks loose. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so the WaveBard isn't your traditional drum step sequencer thing. It's got these rhythms kind of pre-built in here. And all you really do is you have these different patterns, and you can just take this and plug it into your trig, and it's going to trigger that sound. You can hear it there. We can change our sample using this knob. And you also have a bank, right? But I really like the green bank, which I believe is like the Lindrum sounds. Now, what do we do with this, right? How else can we get this going crazy? Well, we have sample modulation. Our LFO is the overall tempo for this device. We can sync it, and it's not MIDI sync, it's analog clock, so you would need to be sending it like a really sharp signal for it to pick up that clock, and it actually makes it really easy to sync this, but you can't really MIDI sync it with anything unless you send a sharp signal to it to kind of clock it, basically. So our LFO is our tempo. We have this here. What if we wanted to move this around kind of with the tempo, right? We can take a triangle LFO and send that to our sample modulation. And now you're starting to see where the fun begins, right? It's kind of like a happy accident machine, and I'm not mad at that. This will control how much this sample knob moves. And what's really cool actually is the sample modulation. If it goes past like all the way above your sample knob, the modulation actually comes back on the bottom half to play the samples from before. So you never really get into that weird point where it's just only a kick or only a hi-hat or something. So check this out. Right, so then if I like that, I can move our sample knob around to find new rhythms with what sounds get played with this little gate pattern. And if I want to change the gate pattern, I can do that too. Maybe again here. Why does that sound exactly the same? Oh, I guess it would be exactly the same, right? Because that row is shared. Now, check this out. We can also take our square wave LFO and just trigger the sample directly. This is an easier way for you to kind of fine tune a couple things. So for example, if we go to the kick, and then we have our length. All right, now let's get some pitch modulation going. There's two different ways of doing this, which is great. So we're gonna plug our gate back in because that's the only way I know how to stop this thing besides turning it off. And we are gonna take another CV output here, right? So these gate patterns also have CV outputs. I'm gonna go ahead and send the CV to our, let's try to free. And this, of course, is positive or negative, quantized as well. So if I turn this up, you can hear it's kind of jumping around a bit. Maybe I don't want that. I'm gonna put it into note. Now, note is going to wait for a trigger to happen before it changes the pitch. So this is kind of cool. And then when you're on the left side, you got your quantized pitch mode. If we go over here, it's a little different. This is fine. Let's jump through some different rhythms. Holding down shift and moving this. You can hear some different. Let's try a different bank. Different rhythm. this is gonna be cool if we can get it to land and do something cool. So let's take the note out and let's get the rhythm down. So, yes. And if you want to change octaves quick, hold down bank. All right, now let's try some CV to the note. Throw some chorus in there. Now let's try another CV, but this time it's going to go to our length mod. So we'll go right here. Okay, this is perfect. This is kind of exactly where I wanted to land. Now let's run this into the effects wizard. So guard your ears, here we go. Okay, so this is a simple patch. We're going to go audio out left into our audio in left. Audio out right into our audio in right. Oh, do I need to connect the ground too? Is that what's happening here? Wow, that actually worked. So that center one is ground. Let's turn the volume up. And now we have these different effects dictated by this. And my favorite one is this freezer one, which is what we're on now. And this is basically your dry wet. But what's cool is if you look at the freezer, at the very bottom is when it's recording, and then you have a freeze and how much. That freeze effect is louder than the dry signal. And this gets really sick when you sync it up. So watch, we're gonna go sync out of this into here. And check this out. I'm gonna hold this down. You can see it's kind of this like pink color. Once I plug this in, it's synced up to the tempo here. So we're good to go. It's receiving that sync. I don't think I need both, but whatever, you never know. Yeah, we're good to go now. So now we can do some really cool stuff. We can utilize the, let's say, rhythms. So we got a rhythm here. I'm gonna say gate rhythm to our mod amount. Or what about a CV? Try a different one. Let's try a different rhythm. That's pretty dope. Now let's go into our gate and try that into here as well. Oh, watch this. We're gonna take the CV and move the time mod amount. So that's gonna be here on free. Let's try a different rhythm. Now we can even use our triangle wave LFO and move our time around as well, but in the stepped mode. Let's see if we can move this. And I'm going to take the effect off of the wave bar. Take the notes out. And now, this is just this rhythm. Let's change the rhythm up. Oi! Jamming. Let's try this on the step. All right, so let's try some other effects with this same patch. So we got the freezer. Panner is actually way crazier than just panning. Listen to this. What is happening? There's a couple dog whistles in there. I'll cut those out with the EQ, but turn the feedback up. Oh, so watch, we're gonna jump up that feedback here with this little pulse width. Can this reach? Oh! Like, what is happening? When will I use this? What is this for? Where are we? Oh, you know what I want to do? I know exactly what I want to do. I want to take one of these CV outputs and play this. What about the envelope out? Yeah. Change the pattern up. Oh, where's this going? Throw this into the stepped. Like, what is happening? What other effects we have on here? Crusher's pretty cool. Not the craziest thing, but big crush. What do you expect? Slicer's kind of nuts. Well, this is more of a gating effect, but check this out. There's another weird one. The pitcher's cool. Of course, without this insanity. And then if you throw an envelope into the time, right? That's the main trick. We're gonna go in 3. Yo, what does this sound like if we throw a gate into the trigger? Right, this just gets nuts. TLDR, this thing is crazy. When will you use this to make music? I guess I'm making music right now. Just answered my own question. Let's try the replayer. Okay, nothing. There's a record and then frozen at the very end. So we're gonna remove some of these. Oh, we got the speed here. I ran into this weird thing. Check this out. I noticed this before. If I go here and I'm basically playing back the speed, you can see here what I'm doing. If I go towards the middle, and then of course turn time off, you get that. I think that's just a feedback, like a digital feedback. But we take CV and you go into there's still a beat here somewhere. There's a 1. I promise you that. Now, let's try a gate into our time amount. This will get it to freeze up. Am I even clipping? Nope, sure ain't. Now, pink is shifter. This one's kind of cool, actually. So if you want to do some crazy pitch shifting stuff, this is where you go, right? You can hear it there. So watch, we're gonna turn this up a little bit. This is now in our feedback amount. You can make it a little less. Oh! Ah! Dude, I am getting goosebumps on this one. Ay, ay, ay. Whoa. I can't let go. Yo, this is the effect. The shifter. Ah. Throw the delay on here. Or the chorus. Oh, forget it, forget it, forget it. We're leaving on this. I appreciate you, my friend. I'm gonna see you next week, and I'm excited to see you next week. You're super dope. Until then, you already know the drill. Share the love, share the knowledge, knowledge and power. Peace. All right, let's take it there.
We'll be right back.